morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right, good morning to you and welcome back. Just about 6 minutes to go before 7 o'clock. Success over and above reality. I love that. It's called SOAR. And we have some people to tell us a little bit about SOAR Hospitality and Travel program that's now here in Barbados. Joining us on Morning Barbados is Rosie McCamery, founder and CEO of SOAR Hospitality and Travel YLC Inc.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you very much.
And Naomi Garner, who is a senior intern with SOAR.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Good to see you as well. Andre, who's been busy taking lots of photos and videos. Andre Blazingame is Chief Operating Officer with SOAR. Good to have all of you here.
Thank you.
And to talk about this program that has brought you to Barbados in collaboration with Golden Sands and the Norma and Jean Holder Center, which used to be known as the Hospitality Institute here in Barbados. So I'm going to start with you, Rosie. Tell me a little bit about SOAR and then kind of take us on the journey of how you came to be here in Barbados through these amazing partnerships.
Absolutely. So SOAR Hospitality and Travel, we are a nonprofit organization who caters to high school students, grades 9 through 12 in inner cities and low income backgrounds. And we teach them business and entrepreneurship and hospitality and travel. We also have a nonprofit community service arm. We are located in the States, but we are so in the United States, and we have students from all over the States and even internationally. And so we're very excited to be here. We're very excited to do what we do. We were established in 2013, and in the height of the pandemic, we piloted a program, the Business and Entrepreneurship Series. It's a virtual program that allowed us to teach financial literacy, resume writing, presenting, and fundamentals of business and entrepreneurship, and bringing those concepts and those theories and the practices to our students within those inner cities, so that they have the knowledge base that they need for those life skills that they're going to need once they come out of school.
That's beautiful. And a lot of volunteer work is hard work. So Andre, set the table. Where did this all come from? The desire to really work with and help inner city students and others kind of reach their full potential?
That's actually a great question. Believe it or not, it started here in Barbados. So our mentor when we were in high school, a gentleman by the name of Gerald White, we grew up in the inner city that wasn't necessarily the most affluent, and we went to a high school that was one of the most poor performing high schools in all of the state. And Mr. White took some of us that grew up in that environment and said, you know what, you can be bigger and better than the environment that you're currently in. I have an opportunity for you. And of course, we had to work hard, put some things together to do it, to get here to Barbados. But he said, I want to take you international so you can see a different culture, so you can see a different background. I have some connections. And so I myself had got an opportunity to present to our Board of Education about making this an instituted program at our high school and get funding from the school district to be able to take us. And they approved it, and so we got to take the first 14 inner city youth down to Barbados with Mr. White, Miss Reynolds, Miss Sullivan. They got to bring us all down, and it was 14 of us that came that time, almost 30 years ago, and it was so coincidentally, we brought 14 back in this one this year to come to the same Golden Sands that started this whole thing for Rosie and I. 28 years for Rosie, 30 years ago for myself, and it put me on a trajectory to be in the hospitality field for the last 30 plus years.
All right, so you are here with the program, Naomi, as a senior intern. Talk to me about how you first heard about the program and how things have been going since you first arrived in early July.
I was introduced to it by my aunt, which is the CEO and founder. She was very passionate about the work that she wanted to do for the people who are in the high school range, and I was in high school when I first started as well. And even now, from graduating high school for after a year and being in college now, I still am actively within the program and actively supporting and actively here for the kids so that they can get that experience and know how it was for me and how I can help them with their experience as well.
Tell me about what the difference it makes to be able to have some people of high school age see different places, experience different cultures, and I'm interested in hearing it from your perspective. I know that sometimes people of our generation don't necessarily see things the way that you do.
Actually, they love it. I love it. Even with me not being in high school, it's very nostalgic to be in that environment that both my peers and my chaperones that came with us love to be around. We've learned a lot, we've done a lot, and it's really given me more of an outlook on life from a different perspective, somebody who's a little bit more fortunate than others. So it's been great.
It's all about perspective, right? It's all about how you see things. Because here we are also talking about kind of giving some perspective to our young people, and there are young people coming here to kind of take in the Barbadian experience. So that says a great deal as well. What are some of the components of the program? So what are they doing whilst they're here in Barbados outside of enjoying the beach? I know that's a big part of it.
Yeah, so we have, a program set up or a collaboration set up with the Palm Marine, where we were able to actually bring some of the students from Princess Margaret Secondary School to the Palm Marine, and then our scholars got to teach some of the modules that we've taught them online. They actually get to teach it in person to these same students. And so that's an honor, right? Because I, as the CEO and also an instructor for some of these programs, I've never actually gotten to teach the students live or in person. Generally, our programs are run virtually, which is how we're able to expand our reach. And so for them to be able to have this opportunity to teach their peers, it's called our peer-to-peer workshop, and to do it on an international level is really monumental. And that's one of the things they've done. And then at the Golden Sands, they work in all capacities of hospitality, so housekeeping, grounds, dining, both front end and back end. They've done reception and whatever else they can do to service at the Golden Sands. You know, essentially what we did 28 and 30 years ago. This is full circle moment for us.
That's beautiful. Reflecting on all that you were able to do 30 years ago and experiencing what the young ones are now during this part of the internship. You know, what are some of the high points for you now as one of those people who's getting an opportunity to kind of set the table for what they do?
One of the high points for me is being able to bring 14 students back here to where it started for me. Another high point is watching the camaraderie between them, because we have students from about 5 different states and possibly could be from all over the nation that know each other basically by virtual being in the classes. But then they get together outside, offline, and communicate there. And then they get to all come down here to the internship and learn each other face to face. And it has been a rewarding experience for me to see, you know, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Texas, Florida, all coming from these different backgrounds and different communities coming together for one common purpose, to soar and really just excite their own possibilities.
Right.
It's probably the biggest and most rewarding thing that I've seen so far. The way that they've come together, and even from deciding on how they're going to govern one another has been impressive to see them and their growth.
Right.
So that's the biggest thing for me.
The biggest thing for me in sitting here with you guys is hearing that you're so invested that if I ask for a success story, it could come from you, Rosie, and that makes all the difference. So go ahead and share it. We're here for it.
A success story,
Yes,
being here.
of this program,
Yeah.
and you know the influence it has
Absolutely.
had. The gentleman who introduced you to Barbados, now deceased Gerald White, you know, pretty interesting, because that sounds like a major name. That's right.
Yeah, I think our success story is being here right now, in this moment, living in this moment, and being able to have our scholars with us to live out you know, the dreams that we never even knew we'd be able to live out, and now seeing the next generations here doing the same thing we did 28 and 30 years ago. It's emotional for me, I think, because I never, you know, who would have thought, you know, that we'd be here right now and doing so much. And it's interesting that you keep telling Chef Andre to set the table, because he is a chef, right? So
no
even
pun
just,
intended,
yeah,
right?
But yeah, just for us to come from where, you know, from our background, and to be here, she's a success story.
Yeah.
You know, just having her here and having her explain to you what this program has done for her. I don't have to tell you, she'll tell you. And you know, she's done a phenomenal job since she's been with us, as have all of our scholars. They're phenomenal, and they all come from various backgrounds, but they, as he said, they all come with one common goal, and that is to soar.
All right, good stuff. Naomi, final word is yours.
Okay.
Most important person sitting up here, you know. So tell me, you know, what do you hope, or where do you hope your involvement with this will take you?
Networking. I love the idea that we are talking to new people and expressing our love for the same thing, and with that leads to more connections. People who are in the program, kids of high school range and sometimes a little older than that, they are connecting with people and joining the classes, and we are connecting with them through that virtual. And then we have these programs where we go outside of the country and connect even more on a deeper level, on an emotional level. I've learned so many different emotions, I've learned so many different attitudes, I've learned so many different personalities, and I love it all because I would have never known any of these people without this program. So having to network and learn people from a different perspective than online is great.
Wonderful. I want to thank you for coming in. Share loads of photos.
Yes.
And we will share them here on Morning Barbados, and we look forward to another 14 and another 14. Maybe that is the magic number. That might be the sweet spot, Chef Andre. We don't know, but there's a reason why it's 14, back here 28 and 30 years respectively, to be able to share in this way. Really, really powerful program. And I know it takes a lot of moving parts to move teenagers across the world.
Yes.
Set up to get things done in this way. And I appreciate that you also involved Barbadian youth in that journey as well. So best wishes to you.
Thank you.
We're going to continue checking in and sharing more about it with you. So thanks so much to Andre, Rosie, and Naomi for sharing all about the SOAR Hospitality and Travel YLC Inc. and their initiative here in Barbados in collaboration with the Jean and Norma Holder Hospitality Institute and Golden Sands and all of the other partners.